So I'm preparing to go live. We should be live on Facebook.
Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome to game night for game changers and all those people who want to make a big impact on the world. And we gather each week to highlight games, game creators, and to play a game as well as talk about games. And how they are changing the world, because that is exactly what is happening. And so welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. We are featuring tonight a fabulous brand new game by the amazing Janifer Wheeler. Yeah. Woohoo! And it is called Soul Spa. Soul Spa is a game that Janifer envisioned last fallish.
Spring. I think it started almost springish.
Springish. Oh, I guess we did start as springish and kind of just meandered along our way until it totally came out. And, you know, partially games are about perfect timing, and it's about when they're ready to go into the world. And that's usually exactly when they show up. So that is a fabulous place to be. If you are joining us from Facebook Live or watching the live stream, you can actually type information in there, and I'm kind of watching the feed, but I'll try to catch up on that too. So I know, and Astrid's being our total tech girl today, so excited that she can manage all those things at once. If you are here live with us, of course, you'll have an opportunity to play with Janifer and play with her game. But before we dive into that, I would love for the audience to hear a little bit more about you, Janifer, and what you do and what inspired you to have a game.
Well, hi, I'm Janifer Wheeler.
Oh, Janifer, can you hold on 1 second? If you have a headset, I think that will really help, because we hear the feedback from your speakers and that gives us quite an echo.
Let me just...
It's like we're in a big canyon and we're going to figure out where we're going from there. Woo-hoo.
What I'm going to do is leave the meeting for now, because I don't have, I'd have to go look for my headphones. So I'll just join it when it's time to, or we'll...
You sound good right now, actually.
Oh.
That's weird.
Well, because I turned the other one off. Because I had my iPad like showing onto the cards, because it's kind of hard to...
Oh, but that's cool. So you can just mute your iPad and then you're good, because we hear you great right now.
Well, it is mute. It was muted, and it was still. Yeah. It won't mute.
Oh.
Like I turned this down as far down as I could, and it wouldn't do it. So
okay,
we'll figure it out. It's no big deal.
Okay. Okay.
So my name is Janifer Wheeler, and I have been working on creating a business that would provide exclusive income, so that I'm not working part-time here and part-time there and all of that, because ultimately I want the freedom to design my life the way I want my life to be. And so I met Jean probably 3 years ago, and we have worked together in a variety of ways, but I was feeling very drawn to having a product that supported my services. And so I am still defining that a bit. I'm working with another coach now, and so I'm on the fence about consulting or coaching or training, or maybe all of that together in one sort of branded way. But I thought about writing a book, but a whole bunch of people have books. Like, how do you stand out from a crowd when there's tons of things already out there? So I decided to go with a game, because it aligned more with who I am, and it seemed like it would be more fun. And I love to read, but once I read the book, I usually put it down unless it is so compelling that I reread it in a few months. But a game like this, you can play it as often or as infrequently as you like with other people. It's just an opportunity to be more engaged. And I think it's a nice welcome into what I am putting together as coaching, training, consulting, working with me options.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so glad that is, you know, really, it was a thoughtful process for you, saying, well, how can I make the biggest impact in the world? Mm-hmm. So You know what? I'm just gonna. This is how we roll. We roll with the flow, right? Whatever shows up, and I'm thinking that's what we do. I would love for people to see your game and to see a little bit about it. We'll play it a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and ask you a couple more questions. I actually have some dice. We're going to play a little game while I ask you questions, because we like it to be just a total mystery and a roll of the dice, which makes it very exciting. Also, at the end, we do, if you hang around with us here live in the Zoom feed, we have a fabulous little gift for you that we're going to give away to one fabulous lucky person. And so that is how we're going to roll tonight. So Janifer, would you like to give us a little show of the game, what it looks like and what it does? And if you would like to play with Janifer, if you want to raise your hand, or if you want to say something in the chat, or just say me, you can unmute yourself too. That works. Pick me.
Let's see if this works. Is it still feedback?
No, you sound perfect.
Okay, good. Okay, so I was trying to get my thing worked out while we were talking. So what did you want me to do?
What are we doing? Cool. All right. So there's a couple people who would love to play.
Absolutely.
Do you want to have folks play one at a time with you, or do you want to kind of do a group thing, or what would you like to do?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I'm totally
okay. Well, I'd like to do one person first, so that we can really see what how the game works, and then maybe we can do some other iterations on how you might play your game.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so I saw Roseanne raise her hand that she wanted to play. Is there anyone else that would want to play too? Oh, I saw someone else. Lainey raised her hand. Yep, cool. I see you, Jessica. Cool. All right, excellent. All right, so we will make sure to play with all of you. And Roseanne, though, I saw her pop up first. So if you want to unmute and play with Janifer, she'll walk you right through it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Thank you.
Awesome. Yay. So before I start playing the game, I try to make sure that I'm in the right mindset. And I did that very quickly while you all were deciding who would go first. Because I like to because this game helps you connect to your intuition, and that your inner voice, your higher self communicates to you through your intuition. So I believe very deeply that I have guides and spirit guides and angels that surround me and help me access this information. So I always try to pull them into any conversations that I'm having, that may be simple or they might be complicated. So I feel that we have our spiritual support team with us now. And so basically the first deck of cards is the Connect card. And this card is where you find your guide, your word that kind of propels the rest of it. So Lainey, just tell me when you want me to stop shuffling them.
So we're at Roseanne.
Oh, sorry, Roseanne. Sorry. I saw Lainey raising her hand. I wasn't sure. Roseanne. So tell me, Roseanne, where you want to stop.
Stop.
Okay. So then we'll turn this card over. So the card you got is the Archangel card. And what I encourage people to do is just, what word resonates with you the most? Is it the word archangel? Is it the word messenger? Is it the word protector? Or is it the word healer? So just take a minute or just a few seconds, and what is jumping out at you the most from these?
It's archangel.
Okay. So then the second card is the chakra card. So the energy from your body that supports that archangel. And just, again, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Okay, so you are an archangel in your inspiration or third eye. So your second card is inspiration. And then we'll do the third card, which is the reveal card. And that's where we find our inspired action or an additional message that they may be trying to communicate with us, or we may be trying to communicate with ourselves. So just tell me when you want me to stop.
Stop.
All right, and you got revealing. So once you choose the 3 cards, it helps you have a journal prompt, reveal card, and that's which you would then put on your journal card notepad. So you are an archangel in your inspiration, therefore you are revealing, and then you sit with that for just a few seconds or minute and see what is it that is being communicated to you, or what are you communicating to yourself that completes that sentence. So I am an archangel in my inspiration, therefore I am revealing what?
My true self.
I like that, my true self. So when you reveal your true self, does that give you any avenues towards inspired actions? How do you further reveal your true self? Do you want to share your true self? So you kind of just sit with that and think about, where does that lead you into taking action to activate or validate or move that thought process forward? For me, I like to write them on the journal cards and then journal about it in my journal. I'll write on it. I'll think about it. What does this really mean? And then what do I want to do with it, if anything? And it might just be enough just as it sits there, or you might come up with some things or actions that you want to take.
Okay, so what I got was to go much deeper in my practice.
Ooh, nice.
So, thank you.
Cool, thank you. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
That was cool.
So tell me, Janifer, I know that, so actually before I asked Janifer this question, Roseanne, I want to ask you, I saw you kind of smile when she even flipped up those cards. You're like, oh yeah, that's my card. Did it feel kind of magical, the cards that she actually drew for you?
They were totally right on. You know, Archangel Michael is always guiding me, and as are all the archangels. So that was a natural that came up. And it revealed, of course, my company is Reveal Your Life. And that's what I'm all about, is bringing out your true self, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
That's
beautiful.
Very cool.
You're absolutely beaming, Roseanne. That's beautiful. So, Janifer, I know that there's a second part to this game. Then that when people actually own the game and they're playing it every day, what do they do then next?
So, daily playing. We have a little booklet that supports the game. It has the directions, and it also has a place where you can note. It's maybe difficult to see on the computer. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not too bad. But what it helps you do is track the cards that you pull and the messages that you're receiving. So what you can do is note them daily, and then, so for instance, this game is set up to be 99 days of miracles, so magical miracles. So on the first day, for instance, if Roseanne was keeping track of it, she would mark Archangel, inspiration, and revealing. And then over the course of the 33 days, she would continue to mark those and see if any trends or patterns are jumping out that might be additional information, or just a way to, for me, a lot of it is validation and clarity and that little nudge to keep pushing forward, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing or encountering or getting involved in or whatever. So I like the fact that it's personal, it's your own information and your own messages. It's not about what I want for you. It's really what you want for yourself, and it helps you figure that out. And then there's another spot where you can kind of do a little summary, hard to see again, about what might be happening or what kind of additional information you're receiving. And yeah, and you don't have to do it every single day. You can do it as often as you want.
That's beautiful. That's really exciting. I really like that feature, because I think it also shifts your habits, and it shifts
Absolutely.
you into that zone of actually having things happen for you all the time.
Yeah, I've been doing some reading around routines and rituals and habits, and how all of those they're actually slightly different. They're not exactly the same thing. And so for me, I initially thought it was a routine. Okay, I'm going to get up, I'll have coffee, I'll write in my journal. And that part is a routine, but the ritual piece is sitting there, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, and being very intentional about talking to yourself and listening to that voice that's inside all of us. So I thought it was fascinating, the differences between, you kind of think they're the same, but they're really not. A routine is just something you do out of habit, and a ritual is something you do very intentionally with deep purpose. So for me, I guess it's more of a ritual because I'm doing it on a regular basis with a really intentional and deep purpose. So
I really like that distinction. That's really cool. That is really cool. So we have actually come to a point where I'm going to pull out my dice, and what I've created a list of questions, and some of them are, you know, really related to this, and some have nothing to do with it whatsoever. And they go from 2 to 12, because that's how many the dice go up to. So I'm just going to roll it, and then I will consult my handy dandy list, and I will ask you that question. Okay, here we go. Whoa, they almost feel like, okay. We got 7.
Okay.
And question number 7 is, tell us a bit about your past year and how you answered this a little bit, but we want to know kind of the process that you went through and how you came to choose to making a game.
Well, okay, I was working a full-time job that I did not particularly love. And I mean, I did when I started. And then, of course, you know, full-time jobs can turn into not that fun. I'll just censor myself slightly. And I felt like I was really I didn't have the opportunity to work on my business as much as I wanted to. And I felt like I was really not being who I was supposed to be. Prior to the job, I was really journaling a lot, using some other card decks that help move you from, you know, to your path to purpose. And so I just decided that maybe a game would be the easiest way to move myself forward while I was still working full time. And that really is what happened. And so as it got closer and closer to being a reality, I quit that job, took a part-time job so that I could really invest the time and effort that was necessary to create a business that I really wanted to be part of, that felt like it was really aligned with my soul's purpose, because using different cards and being intentional has really helped me discover what that is. I kind of just felt stuck, like I'm just going through the motions of life and not unhappy, but I was like meh all the time.
Got it. That's really cool. So how do you see this? How do you see your game as a game as opposed to simply another card deck?
I think it's fun, and it has a different. I think my ultimate mission in life is to empower 1 million women to become their own best friend. You cannot be best friends with someone if you don't do anything with them. You know, you can know a lot of people, but you have to actually intentionally interact with them in a way that is, you know, what are the qualities of a best friend? Well, be that to yourself. And for me, this game is a real easy way to do that. And it doesn't take tons of time. And you don't have to feel like, oh my God, this is just one more thing. It's easy and it's fun. And I think it's really cool when I see people get their cards and they're like, oh my gosh, how did it know that that's what I was just thinking of this morning? Because it's aligned to you. It is aligning you to you.
Beautiful. So Jessica asked, so this game is not to play with other people. It can be played with ourselves.
Yes, actually, you can play with other people. I've presented it at a couple of different workshops, and like at a retreat I was teaching at recently. So I just had different stations set up, and like 4 or 5 people were playing the game as individuals, but also as a group. And so it generated a lot of discussion and intimate conversations around the cards that people were drawing. And one of the girls had like a really significant breakthrough. I'm walking around, I see her crying, and I was at first disturbed, but it was something breaking down inside of her that was then allowing her to be more open to a conversation that needed to happen. So yes, it can be. And then there's all this support and convos around what she's dealing with or what those cards did for her. And so, yes, you can play it at home by yourself, or you can hook up with some other people. And then there's like all this collaboration and energy swirling around what people are doing together.
That's amazing. That is really amazing. So I want to make sure, oh, we got lots of time. Cool. And so I would love to offer for Astrid, you look like you wanted to say something. No, she's being my tech person. So thank you for that. I would love for anyone who wants to play themselves to play today. And I saw Jessica, you raised your hand. Would you like to play? Okay, cool. Go ahead and unmute yourself, and Janifer will walk you right through it.
Yeah, so just same as before, I'll shuffle and then you just tell me when to stop.
Okay, I have notebook ready.
Hello
Right
to Jessica, by the way.
Thank you. Right there.
Okay. All right, so your card is, hang on, Master Teacher. So the words there are patient, inquisitive, disciplined. So you just decide what is resonating most with you in this moment.
Disciplined.
All right. And if you've got a notebook, I would jot, I'll leave them up, but you can jot them down. And you, again, just tell me when to stop.
Right there. That top one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you got spiritual growth.
All right.
For your energy. All right. And then you just, again, tell me what to do with the reveal.
Right there.
Right, this one?
Yeah.
All right. Forgiving. So, and also want to add just real quick right here, in the booklet, there's a bit more information about each of the chakras and how the spiritual growth, like what could be considered in that. So if you need a little push towards what could that mean, this one, spiritual growth is the crown chakra. So seeking to improve your connection to your energy source and your intuition, becoming more aware of your purpose or place in the world, your daily practice. So these three cards create a journal prompt. And you would say, I am disciplined in my spiritual growth. Therefore, I am forgiving. And then because it creates kind of a funky sentence that doesn't really have an endpoint, that's where you plug in what it means to you, what comes to you, what's resonating with you. And it actually will form a sentence that you can use to guide yourself, move yourself, inspire yourself, but ultimately connect with yourself. So what are you thinking?
I am disciplined in my spiritual growth. Therefore, I am forgiving to I'm forgiving to myself and past struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jessica, does that lead you to an inspired action or something that you might want to, it doesn't have to, but does it lead you to, if you were putting that into practice, I am disciplined in my spiritual growth, therefore I am forgiving myself of crap from the past. Can you do anything with it? And that might be just all you need right there. That just might be it. It just sits there and that's it. But if there's more, if there's something saying, you need to.
This is super relevant to everything that I've been working on right now. morning routines and just following like a consistent routine. I had a conversation with my husband the other day because he was like trying to figure out why I was home so late. So he went to one calendar, realized it was the wrong calendar. So then he went to another calendar, realized that was another calendar. So like 4 calendars later, he's finally like, oh, this is where she's at right now. But like just trying to stay organized and not overwhelmed, that has been such a challenge and a constant like growth pattern that I've really been going through. So this is touching to me because it's like I'm forgiving to myself through all of my struggles, and it's okay to be exactly where I am, and I don't need to just like beat myself down for all the things that I didn't do or I could do better. At least I have a plan, gosh darn it.
Exactly. And if you were speaking, if your best friend was saying the exact words that you're saying right now to you, what would your response be?
I think you're on the right road. Take a nap.
Exactly, right? Forgive yourself. Go take a hot bath. Have a cup of tea. But what our self says to ourselves is, oh my God, you're not going to be successful. You got to get this done. Hurry up, this. And we talk ourselves out of going and just taking a nap and doing what we need to do for ourselves. So I love that you're saying that. It's really, really cool. I did this best friend idea at a workshop previously, and someone said, well, how do you stop the negative self-talk? And I said, when you see yourself as your own best friend, you're not going to talk shit to your best friend. You're going to be honest. You're going to be truthful, but you are not going to intentionally hurt her feelings. Right? I don't want to intentionally hurt my friend's feelings, especially if she's the one I can always call for every single thing. Ourselves deserve no less. So I love that you told yourself to take a nap because it's okay. It's part of self-care. It's okay. I mean, when you're trying to implement a new routine or a new ritual or a new habit, it takes a while. It's not like I'm going to do it tomorrow and now it's going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every day.
You should have seen me at the beginning of the year. I felt like everything should be right here, right now. And I'm proud to say that there are some things that I have been consistent about, but half the things I put on my calendar have not gotten taken care of. So
celebrate the success.
Celebrate the success.
Celebrate the success.
So
that's awesome.
Do you play this every day? Or
do I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I try to journal 5 days a week, and so the days that I'm journaling are the days that I play the game or use other tools. So this is not, obviously I love this tool because I made it, but it's not the only tool. And so I utilize a lot of different, like this, some other cards, some other, like I use a pendulum. I use a lot of different tools because sometimes I need different things.
That's amazing.
Can I say something real quick,
Yes,
Janifer?
ma'am.
I just want to validate how powerful of a practice this game can create, because it's all about the more you play with it without pressure, you basically create the practice of listening to your intuition and your heart and be your best girlfriend. So the more you do that, the more this will dissolve like your self-talk, like feeling bad right now of not having done the full to-do list. So you'll replace your inner slave driver with your girlfriend more and more you play with that, right? So yeah, I've actually experienced that shift with Jean's game, which is also an intuitive game, and I played it over 3 months, actually 90 days, and I had a huge shift. It really helped me to become kinder to myself and to find the easy answers. And a lot of the answers that come can also, they include everything for us, right? Like with your game too, it's like you may get self-care or like permission to be or all that stuff, and it's not just the slave driver stuff. So it's a practice.
So Janifer, you are actually right now, though, running a guided program with your pilot program. Yay. So so this, I mean, this is a brand new game. Like they haven't all even been delivered yet.
No, I'm still waiting on boxes, Jean. Fancy that.
It's how it rolls. And so production is the deal. I did visit the printer though, they're feeling more confident that they may be able to produce those boxes.
Good, because I think the 60 that I need are currently wherever.
They're coming.
They're coming. The cards are here, but the boxes are not. So everything is here except the box.
But within that, then you are launching a program that is a pilot for this game, as well as a bunch of other really cool stuff.
Yes.
And it's about getting into that ritual, right? And then really supporting people and being in that.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So part of the initial offering will be, in addition to the game, I also participate in a company called Symbol, and it's a line of inspirational jewelry. So this symbol can be any word you want it to be. And I include that in my offering. And I've also collected several coaches who are experts in the area of chakra alignment, utilizing oils to align your chakras. I'm also having a tea created specifically for the Soul Spa. And that particular kitchen witch, as she likes to be called, will be available to share information about how plants can be medicine, so that if you're someone who's interested in really being less about pharma and that kind of thing, you'll find some options for that, because I think that helps when your body is in a more natural state, when we're using less chemicals, exercising more, then I feel like I'm more open to what is coming. So I kind of see it as, I'll download this information into you, and then you're going to upload it into yourself and out into the world. So yeah, and then I have someone who'll speak on gratitude, and I'll be working with you on clearing out mental clutter and reframing limiting beliefs, implementing and using routines and rituals, as well as creating some visioning, and then how you can set up your journal, use a journal to really support all of these things. For me, the game and the journal are the most important, the two foundational pieces of really getting yourself forward. And the reason I say journaling is because the energy and the thoughts that flow through your body, there is no replacement for that flowing out of your hand through a pen onto a piece of paper. It's more real, it's more authentic. You don't try to backspace and delete it. It's authentic. It is actually what is inside of you that is coming out. So for that kind of stuff, I really prefer paper to pen. So I do some work around that too. So there's a lot. This is a juicy, juicy, juicy offer that will never, ever be out there again. Yeah.
So how do people be part of that? How do people be part of that? I will actually I have the link. If you're here live, I'm putting the link in the chat. And we will also put it in the Facebook live chat there too. So you can find Janifer and get into that. So yeah, I just put that in the chat for all of you here. And so actually I wanted to ask you one more thing, Janifer, because you started to mention the thing about the box, because there are interesting things that happen when you decide you're going to create a game. Mm-hmm. And so in the end, is this something that you feel like you could have taken on and traversed the whole thing in less than half your life?
You mean without help?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, no. Because I mean, I would still be working on it if I did not have help. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, between Astrid and Jean, and there's no way this game would not have been birthed. So, and it was like a childbirth process for those of you who have been there, because it started in April and I got the first game on January the 4th. So if you count the months, that's about the same. But there's no way I could have done this if I had not had coaching and support, and help. I think I was in a really good place because I had been using tools, journaling tools, very intentional, specific, purposeful experiences, and using coaching before. So I think I know I was ripe. I was on the cusp of what do I need to do next, and not exactly sure what that might be. So because I've used Jean's game, it just kept, like, I tried a different game. We did a board game format, but it kept coming back to that whole, back to the game that I created. So there's a board game in me. There's another game. Like, I got 2 or 3 more games that I'm thinking of and percolating on now. This was nowhere near as bad as training for a half marathon, Jean. I won't do that again. This I'd do again.
That's awesome. So it's true. We do have a system and structure and worksheets and meditations and all kinds of guided creativity things that we do that are fun. And we basically make a game out of game creation.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a totally fun process. And so if you're curious about games, of course, we would love to have a conversation with you because it's just darn fun.
It was fun. It really was fun. And even though the production piece has been frustrating because they're not moving at the pace that I want them to move at, which is like, 6 weeks ago. But it was easy to roll with the punches because it is what it is. It's a process. It was made very clear to me that the boxes could be and would be the bane of my existence, and that has been true. But it was actually fun to create it. So, the cards, the words on the cards came from me. The words in the booklet are a lot me using a template. And the graphic design, it just flowed through all the people who were working on it. And I feel really happy with how the design turned out and the concept of the soul spa. And so the consulting, coaching, training, however I'm going to phrase it, I'm calling it a webinar series right now because I gotta get a better phraseology around it. But that's to create the complete and total soul spa experience so that you can use a variety of tools to create whatever kind of ritual or routine that you want. I dictate to no one. I just would say if you had to pick 2 things, journal and use the game.
Beautiful. That is amazing. So I would love to know if there's someone else who would like to play today. This is such a nice, quick turnaround, and you get such deep, profound answers that I would love to see if someone else wants to raise their hand. Who wants in?
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, of course, Astrid.
We have 2 players. I just want to celebrate, Janifer, how fast you jumped forward with your business, with the story that you shared that you were kind of meh and you were like, wow, and then you jumped on the game and how fast that came into fruition. And it really feels like you owning it as an engine for your dream and for making your difference, and that everything came together in an easy way. And now you're still having fun despite the small production delay, whatnot. And so I really want to highlight the bigness of this for everybody to really capture that, because I've been in business for so many years and it took me a long time to actually find my soul passion, and I was doing it alone for so long and it wasn't a game for forever. And yeah, so a lot of long checklists and whatnot. So I love that you were with us, Janifer, and everybody here who already has a game, and it's such an awesome opportunity. I have to share that.
All right, beautiful. All right, Lainey has her hand way up. She's like, I'll play, pick me, pick me. You're in, Lainey.
Okay, Lainey, you know the drill since you've been in the chat here for a few minutes. Oops,
I actually don't. I have been having tech issues. I'm very persistent to be here, so I might need a little guidance on what to do.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will shuffle these cards until you tell me to stop.
Okay.
Whenever you feel, and I will shuffle them as long as it takes. So when you feel or hear or see that you should stop, you just tell me.
Okay, stop.
Do you want me to go to the next one or this one right here?
That's good.
Okay. Okay, so your first card is inner child. And those words are, you can go with inner child, or you can think about carefree, imaginative, or playful. Whichever one resonates to you the most, go with that one.
All of them. So we'll go with inner child.
All righty. So then we're going to shuffle the second deck. And again, same thing. You just tell me to stop when you feel it. You know, there's several different kinds of ways you can access your intuition. You can hear things, you can see things, you can know things, you can feel things. So however it's approaching you, just tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inspiration, third eye chakra. Same deal. You're just going to tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay. Thankful. All right. So your sentence would be, I am inner child in my inspiration, which I'll share with you the inspiration definition from the little booklet. Actions, experiences, or opportunities that open your mind to new thoughts, ideas, goals, projects, or relationships. So I am inner child in my inspiration, therefore I am thankful. And then you just add what comes next. And that's a spirit card. So you can also take that into account, or it can not have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Just to clarify, that piece that you just read, where does that fit in?
So the sentence.
That
I'm sorry.
It just sounded like you were reading from a booklet, and I wanted to make sure. Did you want me to pick from that, or just from what comes from within?
No, it's what comes to you. So in the booklet, there's a little clarity around each of the chakras, because sometimes when I pull a chakra card, I'm like, okay, what is that? I need just a tiny bit more information in order to sort of feel what it might be saying. Sometimes I don't. So your sentence would be, I am inner child in my inspiration, therefore I am thankful. And then you fill in the rest with whatever is resonating with you or whatever you're receiving from those three words.
Okay, for love and space.
All right, so therefore I am thankful for love and space. Now, it might sit right there, or it might be, there could be an inspired action from that, something you might do. So, and it might be all you need. That's all that you're receiving, or you could have some inspired actions from that. So is it stirring any inspired action, or does it feel like that sentence just needs to sit there?
A little bit of both, because I kind of knew what my inspired actions were before I hopped on the call. Mm-hmm. And so there's a couple of things that I know I want to do this evening. And so, yeah, the space to do those feels good.
Good. Cool. Yeah. And see, I find it so amazing that people are like, okay, I was just thinking about that before I picked up these cards, and it's not even you touching them. So it's me touching them for you, and you still are receiving exactly what you are meant to receive through this experience. So
very cool. Yeah, that was fun.
Thanks for raising your hand repeatedly. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good.
Good.
So, what I find fascinating, and I know Astrid saw the same thing, is that, we see each of you, and we can see that those three cards that were drawn couldn't have been more perfect. Lainey, when you pulled Inner Child, we're like, that's what we're working on right now, right? Play, 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 play. Mm-hmm. That's everything that's been showing up for Lainey. And it's just, there were a lot of cards there, and yet each person still got the exact one. And so I just want to highlight the magic that is built into this process. And it's just one of those things that you can't explain. You draw to you exactly what you need and desire in that moment. And it's an extraordinary process. So bravo, Janifer. It's just really amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that it's all working in that kind of way. It's really such a beautiful process. I want to roll the dice and ask you another question. Can I do that? All right. Here we go. Whoa. All right. Whoa. I threw it on the floor. It was 11. I got a 6 and a 5. And it's on the floor over there somewhere now. Okay, number 11. Question number 11. Ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. I want to know where the last places you vacationed and how vacationing fits into your playful business strategy.
Oh, well, if it counts, we went camping this past weekend because we bought a camper back in September. It's a small pop-up used, but we have been tent campers our entire relationship. Our son's an Eagle Scout, so we have been camping all these years for 25 years. Wait, 29 years. So for me, being in nature, I mean, I love to go on trips just about anywhere because I love to learn things and I like to have new experiences. I get really bored with myself, which is one reason why this game is so great, because it's something different every day and it helps me not be so bored with myself. But sidetracking, we spent the weekend at Inks Lake, and just the beauty of the sunset, the sound of the geese on the water, the peacefulness of just being out in nature, that for me just opens everything up, and it's inevitable that I just get these crazy downloads. And I still take my journal, and I often will take my watercolors, so if something strikes me I can paint. But yeah, that fits into my life because I want to be a nomad, really. I just want to wander the world, learning, listening, meeting people, and sharing things with them. It just fascinates me.
Well, cool. And I'm glad to see that, some people see a physical product as something that they're like, well, how could I have a physical product and have a nomad life? And yet you're seeing that's exactly how you got your nomad life.
Exactly. And I think too with technology, because right now we're all playing the game virtually, but you're still getting the information. And I think that's really because a lot of that reasoning is because I've been doing some research, and quantum physicists have actually proven that we're all connected by energy. And so I think regardless of where you are, your energy is still out there. It's still in the world, even if you're not personally, face to face with someone. So that energy transference, I think, is there no matter what. And for me, that gives me a lot of freedom to travel and go and be. And if I was at my full-time, got to go to an office job, that ain't happening. When I was a teacher, you didn't take off more than a day or two, and that was like planned out for months. And now I can be more of a spontaneous. I'm still going to have like 14 lists before I leave the house, and they're all going to be checked off and very precisely monitored. But I can whip that out in no time.
That's really awesome.
Because I'm a list maker. Oh my God.
Erin, did you want to play? Did I see you? Okay, cool. Erin would also love to play today. So I will turn it over to you and Erin.
All righty, Erin. Okay, Erin, let me know when you want me to stop. Have you been on the call the whole time? I think she has. You just have to tell me when to stop. Yeah?
We can't hear her, but she's giving a thumbs up.
She's giving a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got, for your first card, Guardian Angel. And the other supportive words are pure, virtuous, and supportive. So you just decide which one is resonating most with you at this moment. And that's what you choose. Okay, we'll go to the second deck, same thing. I'll just shuffle for you until you tell me to stop.
Okay, that's a stop for her.
Right here, okay.
I saw the hands up.
Cool. All right, creativity. And I know Erin, so I'm already feeling like that's... All right, and then just tell me when you're ready for this one.
Okay, stop.
Okay. Loving. So your sentence becomes, which word did you want to put in? Oh, I'll just read it as it is, and then you insert the word that you need it to be, because I can't see or hear you.
She said pure.
Pure. Okay. I am pure in my creativity. Therefore, I am loving. And then you fill in that last piece.
That's awesome. That's the last piece. I think she's percolating.
Percolating. Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I have to sit with this. It doesn't always come like right then, but then sometimes it does. It's crazy. Crazy good.
Cool. So she's typing, I am loving having the time to be pure in my creativity.
Nice. Very cool.
Poor Erin. She types gratitude for the time and space I have right now. Wow.
Does it compel you to create any inspired actions around that? And like I said before, it might and it might not. Mm-hmm.
Confirmation. She says it's confirming for her.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Erin's story is Erin's story, but I do know her, and I know of some things that she's experienced recently, so I think it's really cool that she got these cards.
Nice. Yeah, big smile.
Really cool that she got these cards. So yeah, if there was any like, is that what I should have, could have done? There's your validation.
Yeah, so you can see the value in playing this every day, right? So how really miraculous things start to show up regularly.
Exactly. And I find the more I play, then the more action oriented I become. So that becomes a little easier. That's kind of the hard question tonight because you've just experienced it for the first time. But having played games like this before, the more you do it, the more intentional you are with it. I find the action piece to be less of a challenge. Like it starts to just, oh, that's what I need to do. Or that's what I want to do. And it doesn't actually mean you have to physically do something, but it might be, I guess it actually kind of does, but I'm going to make a list. I'm going to do that. I don't know. There's all kinds of ways you can be action oriented from playing this.
What I'm hearing you say, Jennifer, is that you're, maybe in my words, it's like you're rewiring your brain so it becomes faster to get your answers, and they may be action steps, or the action may be being like, it could be all kinds of things, but you're getting the answers faster. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I saw this not too long ago, and this is factual because I'm a teacher by trade. So there is a lot of research about how play, like kids learn the most from playing. Like when they're really little, they should be playing. So it affects us as adults as well, because the more you play, the faster you learn something, and it builds additional dendrites in your brain. So you're actually improving your brain and learning information faster.
Thank you for saying that. The world needs to hear that. We're all about that too, Jennifer. Thank you.
I know. Well,
beautiful.
Through this process, I have become very interested in the neuroscience of all of this, because, a lot of people feel like this is just, out in the woo-woo, and it's just stuff. And it's really not. There is a lot of scientific evidence about the value of these types of things, having these conversations, engaging in these experiences. It's good for us.
That is all amazing and profound, and I'm so glad that you all showed up to play with us today. We are at the bottom of the order, in fact, a couple minutes over, but this has been such an awesome time to have you here, Janifer, and play with everyone. I'm glad that we were able to play with most of you today. I do have a little prize today. Astrid and I are loving to give away right at this moment. We might change it somewhere down the road, but we are giving away a 20-minute clarity coloring, reading, creativity session to get some clarity in your world around playfulness, games, creating, all those kind of things. And so I've got this one die left in my hand. There are 6 of you guests here today, so I'm going to roll it. And then you're on my screen in gallery view. I'm just going to count that number, and that is the person who wins this fabulous prize today.
Ooh, that's a fabulous prize too. I promise you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
It is number 1, and who's sitting in the number 1 position is Erin Ivy. Is sitting here in my number 1 position. So there you go.
It's Jean's. Everybody's screen.
I know
may be
everyone.
different.
I know you're all sitting somewhere different depending on how you display in your screen. But on my screen, it is Erin. So Erin, we will connect with you probably via Facebook Messenger or something like that, or send you an email, one of those things, and we will find a time that we can get together and give you your prize. Thank you so much for coming. If you have questions about games, of course, reach out to me either on Facebook Messenger or via email. I'm so happy that you all came and played with us today. Yay! Have a beautiful and playful week, and we are on next week again. Yes.
And Jennifer's pilot, I posted the link. If anybody wants to play more with that game and learn more about the opportunity of this pilot program where you can actually have a one-on-one group situation with Jennifer and really benefit. It's going to be at the best price ever. It's going to be different in the future, I'm sure. So that is live now, open now. So check out the link if that calls you. So yay.
And feel free to reach out to me on Messenger or through my website, because I do offer a quick 15-20 minute call if you want to just talk to me more about it, go a little deeper into what's included. So yeah, I'm happy to do that as well. You can do that through my website or reach out to me on Facebook, and I have an online scheduler where you can see where I have availability.
Beautiful. Thank you. See y'all.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Thank you.